Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another Arcane Devlog. So yes, I've decided to start calling these the Arcane Devlogs again. Last week's video was just an absolute mess, so I've just decided to continue on with this series, just because the format that I was envisioning for that separate vlog series was pretty much a devlog anyway, so yeah, we're just going to continue on with these. The previous style devlogs up until now, so number like 6 and 7 and whatnot, I think I'm gonna push that sort of style out into a monthly summary series. Sorry for the confusion for the formatting, but yeah, I think we're pretty solid right now. I've just gone and recorded a week's worth of footage. This week we do some work on just a lot of stuff really. We do a bit of engine restructuring, very basic camera work, texture atlasing, we work on the arcane objects and the world objects, the rendering side of those world objects, and I think that's about it. I could have definitely done a lot more, but I was procrastinating like 50% of the time, so hopefully next week will be a bit better. But yeah, it was a good overall effort, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So it's day 1 of the new schedule. Woke up early and I'm keen to get this day started. Hot. What are we going to do today? I think what we're going to do is a bit of engine cleanup and possibly make a start on the camera system. Maybe even world objects. I don't know, I've got like 10 hours before I start work, so I'm sure we can get a lot of stuff done in that time. If I'm productive, which I'm probably not going to be, but hey, at least I tried. We just finished that little engine API sketch up. Put you over there. This is so laggy because I'm recording, but yeah, so I think we'll do the camera, and we might actually get started on world objects. We've actually done a bit of it. I mean, no we haven't. We've done the SketchUp for it, so let's just reward ourselves for that, honestly. Design. Put that up the top. There we go. Look at us go. So camera, I think we'll actually do that right now. So it's been a good 6 hours or so, and out of that 6 hours I've probably only managed to work 1.5. So I've done as much as I can on the camera system right now. Well, not as much as I can, but as much as I really should before I get all the world objects and stuff implemented in. But as you can see here, we can move left to right without any problems. At least we've got something going. I've got the framework for it, and now all we need to do is implement world objects, get a player in there, and then tie the camera to the player. And that way we can implement a lot more. Start getting collisions in, and yeah, start making it look like an actual game. So today we're going to make a start on the object system, and yeah, see if we can't get some sort of world structure, I guess, down pat. That was a nice little session. Just spent a few hours working on the object system. I haven't really got anything visual to show in the actual game, but yeah, it's all been just core scaffolding work. Tomorrow we're going to move on to actually implementing the world and the world objects within them, so that's going to be exciting. We're going to have to do a rendering component, so we're going to be able to actually attach sprites and maybe even animations to the objects, or to the world objects at least. But for the rest of the day, I've got to go to work, and then I'll just go straight to bed because I'll be tired. I've had an extremely unproductive morning. Woke up late and I just haven't been doing anything, so so right now I'll just go do some work on the engine for a few hours, continue on that object system, and hopefully make some decent progress. Okay, so I didn't actually work on the object system at all. I just cleaned up the entire engine. The build time's a lot better now, and overall it's just a lot more structured and clean. So yeah, that's all I've been doing for the past, what, like 4 hours, so nothing too exciting. But I've got to go to work now. Tomorrow we're going to get up for sunset and go record some B-roll, so that will be a nice little adventure, and yeah, I'll see you soon. So I just woke up. It's like 4:30 or something. Sun's not up yet, so hopefully we can go and catch that and do a nice little sunrise time lapse, I guess. But yeah, let's go. By the way, I can't even see myself when I'm doing this. I don't have any sort of screen attached to this. I'm literally just pointing a lens at my face. So yeah, sorry if I'm out of frame. You can just see the sun starting to peek up over there. So I was originally going to go to the beach, but I figured I'd just go on top of the hill instead and see if I could get some good shots from up there. And yeah, it was an absolutely beautiful sunrise. I recorded just a few normal shots, and then I also did a couple of time lapses to top it off. So I would say overall, successful B-roll trip. We got some good footage there. I think we got like 3 time lapses or something. I don't know what it is with me and time lapses. There's just something about them, man. Anyway, so what's on the agenda today, you ask? Well, I've got no idea. Yesterday I said I was gonna, what did I say? I said I was gonna work on the world objects. I didn't do that, so I'll try and do that today. I've got like 7 hours until I've got to do something, so 7 hours of pure productivity. I've got the coffee and the means to do so, so let's get cracking. So it's Sunday morning. Yesterday wasn't all too productive with engine development. All I really did was start work on the rendering component, did a bit of design around that. The basic idea of it is that inside the rendering component you're going to have an array of renderables in which this component's actually going to render them, and that's just going to be attached to the world object over here. So yeah, that's the basic idea of it. So most of yesterday I was actually working on restructuring the Discord, and so I've turned it into more of a game developer community more than anything. There's a few other developers in there that have their games in their own category, so you can go check them out. We've got Delix, Raymond, and Chris at the moment. I'm sure there's a lot more to come, so if you haven't joined it already, then yeah, that's down in the description. But anyway, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast, and then we will definitely finish off the rendering component. I say definitely, but my track record hasn't been too great these past couple of days. So I'd say that we got a pretty decent chunk of work done today. However, hardly none of it was on the rendering component, so what I basically did is abstract the functionality of transformation relativity out of the quad, so we can use that across all things that need to have sort of relative positions to each other, not just the quad. So yeah, we're going to use that in the rendering component to have all the sprites and animations and text and particles or whatever, all let them be able to have relativity to each other as well. Okay, so we're finally making a bit of visual progress. Yesterday I finished off the very basics of the render component. There's still a lot to do on it, but at least we're actually seeing something now. So instead of making quads directly now, we can have a world object, and this world object is, I guess, a wrapper for quads. Anyway, so enough of that. Today I'm going to continue work on this, do a bit more polishing, and I might actually do the animations as well with the sprites, do some research into that, and yeah, a bit more world object related stuff. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of stuff today. First of all, as you probably just saw in the time lapse, I converted the engine to 64-bit only. I figured that having 32-bit is just pointless in this day and age, and especially more so when this game comes out in like 10 years time, but so yeah, that's been something I've been meaning to do for a while. I did that. That took, I don't know, probably like an hour if that. And yeah, so then once I finished that, I moved on to sort of texture atlas, I guess. Basically how it works is, well, we have just this sprite sheet. This didn't have to be an animation, it could literally be anything, but we can have certain UV coordinates depending on what texture we want to abstract, and that also allows us to do animations. So I've set up a really quick example over here with the running animation of the player. So as you can see here, it's currently on the column 0 of the texture, which is just the very first frame or subtexture, whatever you want to call it. As we advance to the next one, it's going to be the next texture, and so on and so forth. And that's how animation is going to work as well. So sort of two birds with one stone thing. But yeah, it definitely needs a bit of refactoring to make it more efficient and more integrated, I guess is a word. Okay, so that's going to be all for this week. It's been pretty boring, not going to lie. Hasn't been too exciting, but things should pick up a bit more next week. We've got the whole animation system to work on and all that type of stuff, so yeah, it should be good fun. I'm not too sure what else we're going to work on next week, but I guess that's where we're going to start. So I'm a couple days late in getting this video out, just because editing has taken way longer than I thought it would. It's been quite the task. Yeah, so I think we'll just stick to that. So I go like 1 week of recording and then I'll have like 2 days to edit. It just means we won't have a consistent schedule. It'll just be like, I don't know, like 9 days-ish between uploads or something like that, but it's doable. So if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also, if you want to come join the community Discord, then the link for that is down below. Come have a chat to me and some other developers. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. See ya.